You are now
in
the
paint.
It's Pac-12's Women's Hoops, and every week we bring you the best games, the best players, the best moments in the conference. Who are we? We're your hosts. I'm Roz Gold-on-Woode, he's Kevin Dana, and Kevin's going to take you through what we have in store for you today.
Well, we have our stock watch again, a player that has been on the rise, or a couple players in this instance, and a team that's on the rise. We also have our game preview of the week. You're going to have to wait a little longer than normal for this game, and then a breakdown of one team just looking at the stat sheet. But first, Dazzle, let's take a look at them standings.
You take a look at those standings and you wonder, how did those teams get where they are? Well, you got to start with rivalry play this week. USC beat UCLA. Washington beat Washington State. Then you look at those top three teams, and two of them are in the Bay Area. Stanford and Cal swept Utah and Colorado. And finally, there was a thriller in Corvallis.
Oh, was it?
Arizona pulled off a 2-point win at Oregon State.
A huge win for Arizona there, being able to get the split, just like their in-state rivals, Arizona State being able to win at Oregon, a close one, 53-49. Take a look at those standings, Roz. 5 teams are at 2 and 3, and we talk about how tough it's going to be to finish in the top third, top half of that conference to be in postseason consideration. Well, look no further than Colorado, the Arizona schools, UCLA, and Washington that are all trying to make their way into that top half. Let's start with our stock watch, and we're going to take a look at a team who impressed us. The Washington Huskies, for me, was the team of the week. They go on the road in their rivalry game at Washington State, taking on an eager and hungry Cougars team that hadn't beaten Washington in the last 32 times that they had played.
Jeez, that's dominance.
Oh, it really is. And this looked like the time that Washington State was going to be able to get it done, because Washington was without their leading scorer and rebounder in Regina Rogers, who had a bruised hamstring.
Well, how'd they do it without her?
Oh, they turned to their freshman, 408's finest, Jasmine Davis out of San Jose, goes to her coach before the game. Hey, Crime Dog McGuff, I got your back. And, well, maybe she didn't say that to her coach, but she certainly had his back. 25 points to lead the way. Certainly had some help with Molly Williams almost getting a double-double, and then Mackenzie Argans with 12 rebounds and 3 blocks doing the dirty work down low. But it was the freshman who gave them the scoring punch to push them past the Cougars. So a big salute goes out to you, Dub, which is, by the way, the best chant in the Pac-12. And if you disagree with me, hit me up on Twitter and let me know.
You know, Kevin, I can think of at least 11 other schools that would beg to differ with that.
Well, hey, we talked about a team. What about our players?
Well, I'm going to highlight Stanford players not named Agumake. Can you imagine that? Talking about Stanford, and we're not talking about the Agumake sisters, who have been everything for the Cardinal. Well, actually, a lot of people have posed that as a question. Does Stanford have anything else? This weekend against Colorado, Jocelyn Tinkle and Toni Kokenis said, well, yes, actually we do.
Big games for both of them.
Jocelyn Tinkle had a breakout game, a career-high game, 20 points. This is a 6'3" post that can give you minutes on the wing with her ability to shoot the three, but she's comfortable banging with the bigs. And then she's helping out Toni Kokenis, who had 19 in that game against Colorado. But she's been consistent all season long. She's the only other player besides the Agumake sisters averaging double digits.
And she's fast.
Oh, she's super fast, but efficient. She doesn't make a lot of mistakes, even with all that speed. She's leading the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio. So here's the deal with Stanford. You know, the Agumake sisters are going to take them very far. But if they want to win a Pac-12 championship, if they want to go deep in the NCAA tournament come March, they're going to need more. And Jocelyn Tinkle and Toni Kokenis are providing just that. The game we think that you can't miss this week, it's Washington State visiting the California Bears this Sunday at 3:30. And actually, you don't even have an excuse. It's on TV, FSN, so do tune in.
Better watch it.
Now, I know, Kevin, you've been spending some time following these teams. Do you think Washington State can actually pull off the upset against a higher-ranked team in the conference, Cal, at Berkeley?
Yeah, I certainly think they can, considering last year they did it on the road, 68-66, 14 points from Jazz Perkins and April Cook in that game. And they're going to have to almost, because you have to split on the road every time, and Stanford's going to be a very tough game for them. So their best chance for a road split is at Cal on Sunday.
Well, what are some key matchups we have to look for?
Well, the question that I'm really concerned with is who handles the backcourt pressure better, because you're taking a look at a team in Washington State who turns you over better than anybody in the conference, almost 20 forced turnovers per game, and then Jasmine Perkins leading the conference with 3 thefts per game. Really knows how to get her hand in that cookie jar without being slapped. So she has done a great job. And then Cal on the other side. What do they do best when they try to turn the tempo in their favor? They pressure you in the backcourt off made baskets and try to get some easy layups like they did against Utah in that second half, and that really helped them for the victory in Salt Lake City.
Looks like it's going to be a battle of who can take care of the ball. And Kevin, do you have another key to victory for these teams?
Yeah, well, for Washington State, you're going to need to have a few players that rise above their average and stand tall. This isn't a team that has a double-digit score, but they're going to need to have at least 3 or 4 who give you 12 or 14 points like they did in that win at Cal last year. And then for Cal, what they're going to have to do, they just have to do them. Play Cal basketball, which is quick, aggressive, and getting into the opponent's shorts on the defensive end, so they can say at the end of the game to Washington State, this is how we do it, like Coach Gottlieb taught them in the preseason. Now, that's not how the dance goes. I'm just a man sitting in a stool, Roz.
Let's have some fun with numbers. A lot of times when a coach is scouting a team, they start with the stat sheet. It's kind of like being a detective trying to uncover a mystery.
Get out that magnifying glass, Roz.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's pretend we were coaches and we were trying to scout a team like Cal, Berkeley.
All right,
we just talked about them.
Yep.
All right, well, now we're going to use the conference statistics as a way to just see what we can find out about their tendencies as a team. All right, we start with the Pac-12 standings, and you see that Cal is the number 3 team in the conference. That's pretty darn good.
Oh, yeah.
Why are they so high? Let's look at those conference statistics then. You see that they have the number 3 scoring offense in the conference. How? You might be wondering.
Yeah, how do they do it, Roz?
Well, you think they do it behind the 3-point line? Are they trying to burn you from the tray?
Yeah?
No, that is not how Cal's trying to do it. In fact, you look at those conference statistics again, and they are number 10 in the conference for 3-pointers made, and number 10 again for 3-point field goal percentage. So they're doing it another way. And you got to keep searching because there's a clue. They're number 1 in the conference for offensive rebounds. Now you might be wondering, why is that significant?
Put back Central?
Yes, correct.
Sweet.
Offensive rebounds mean second chance opportunities, more and more chances for shots. And you dig a little deep and you see that Cal has taken the second most field goal attempts of any other team in the conference. You don't look convinced yet.
I'm not sure, Roz.
All right, well, offensive rebounds also mean this, that there are defensive players around the rim that are probably out of position and likely to foul.
Hack, hack, hack.
Hacking away. So you dig a little deeper again, and you see that Cal has taken the most free throw attempts of any other team in the conference. And now, just by taking a quick glance at the conference statistics, you can come to the conclusion that perhaps one of the best ways to beat Cal would be boxing them out and keeping them off the offensive glass.
That's got to be it, right, Dazzle?
Well, a lot of times, that's a whole lot easier said than done.
Well, that does it for episode 2 of In the Paint. We'll be back with you next week to talk about some updated standings and some more special segments for you. But until then, follow us on Twitter at Rosgo21, at Kevo408. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.